Hello everyone, this is Nikhil and welcome back to our channel Nikhil's Learning World. So this is very interesting today's topic I have decided and for the Android developers who want to learn the basics of and who have the curiosity regarding the Android application development, how Android applications are developed. Okay, so in this tutorial I have added the content regarding the basics of what is Android and what is environment regarding the Android application development, Android architecture, okay, Android applications and resources, activities, what are activities, services, how applications run on your Android device. This type of content I have planned in this video. And you are before they start this video, if you are new on this channel, please do like, share and subscribe this channel and click on the bell notification so you will get upcoming sessions notification on your device. Okay, and previously I have completed the series of regarding Kotlin programming series and C programming, and Kotlin is regarding for the Android application development. So if you have interested in the Kotlin programming, so you can check out the tutorials regarding Kotlin programming, and it will be helpful for those who want to learn the basics in Kotlin programming, right? Okay, so in before start Android, so what is Android actually? Okay, so we are using Android phones or iPhone phones, right? But what is Android? Okay, so Android is an open source Linux based, okay, Windows is an operating system, but Linux is also a operating system. So Android is an open source and it's an Linux based operating system for mobile development and such as smartphone and tablet computer. Android was developed by the Open Handset alias by the Google, okay, and it's an another companies and other companies are contribution to develop the Android OS, right? And this tutorial will teach you the basics of Android programming and will ask you through some advanced concept related to the Android application development, right? And so before start we will see what is Android. Android is an open source application operating system, and it's for only for the mobile devices such as smartphone, tablets, computer. Android was developed by the Open Handset alias, which is a company, and it's led by the Google companies, okay. And it's a Android SDK. It's a Android software development kit was released by the Google in 2007. Was the first commercial version 1.0 was released in September 2008, and July 27 2012 at the Google Input Output Conference, that is I/O conference, Google announced the next version, that is a 4.1 actually means, okay. So in this way Android OS versions are upgraded, and now today's Android is 16 is there, right? So why Android? Actually Android is an open source, okay, and it's a rich development environment nowadays, and it's increase the marketing, inter application integrations, larger developer and community. So these are the some features provided by the Android for us. Android is a powerful operating system and competing with the Apple 4GS, right? And it supports great features. Okay, so Android is beauty regarding its UI. Okay, so Android OS basic screen provide the beautiful and its user interface is interactive, right? And it's connected with the GSM, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi Max, okay, NFC. That is a this type of connectivity provided Android, and its storage provide local storage like SQLite. It's a lightweight relational database. It's used for the data storage purpose, right? Whatever the internal storage in your device that store in SQLite or in a small database, okay, we will see in upcoming topics, right? And it's support media support. These are the types of media supported by the Android, and it's provide the messaging and MMS services as well. and it's provide the web browsers. Okay, so whatever the URL, HTTPS URL, it will be open based on the open source WebKit layout engine, right? And it's multi-touch, multitasking, that is a very important feature provided by Android, and multi-language support. So in the worldwide, the Android is OS famous for this best opportunity with the multi-language support. Okay, so Android applications. So Android applications are usually developed in the Java language using Android Software Development Kit. But nowadays, Kotlin is official language provided by the Google to support the Android application development. And once developed Android applications can be packaged easily and sold out either throughout the store such as Google Play Store or a mobile store or Amazon App Store. These are the famous stores, so we can integrate your APK so user can install and on your device on their devices. Okay, so categories of Android applications like music, these are the some categories. Okay, utility application, weather application, music application, news application, books, navigation, business, travels, weather, this kind of categories. And here is the history of Android. At first 1.6, that is Android OS, and up now is 6.0. Okay, and latest is 18, right? Android 18. So this is the latest, and these are the some old versions. You can see here is the name of the versions and version API level. Okay, and these are the platform names. So next is environment setup. So how we can do environment setup to integrate Android applications development, right? So you will be glad to know that you can start your Android application development on either the following operating system like Windows, okay, Mac OS or Linux OS. All the three OS are support the Android SDKs, so don't worry about that. You have to install the Java JDK or a latest version. Android Studio, you have to install that. So when your browser, when you are entering like Android Studio, you will get this type of first link. So by using that, you can click on this URL and you will get this type of website, right? So in this way you can install Android Studio. It's an IDE for Android application development. So by using this link you will get the sdk.exe file for Windows. Okay, you got the point. You can install this in this way. You need to agree this, and for the Windows you can click here, you will get the file, right? So as of now I have cancelled because already I have installed it. You got the point. Okay, so setup for the Java development kit, that is JDK, it's required for Android application development. So if you are aware how to install the Java JDK, it's okay, but if you not, you can directly install JDK and you have to configure the environment variable for the Java JDK. Okay, in this way you can create your own Java home environment variable, refer to the directory contains Java and Java compiler. Okay, so Android IDs. So just we have seen how install the Android or how you can download the Android IDs. So here is a link, you can, or Eclipse ID, it's just deprecated, you're not new use of now. Just only focus on Android Studio for the Android application development, because Android Studio is a very strong support for the Android application development. Okay, so next is Android architecture. It's a very important point. So OS, Android is an OS like Windows and Mac and Linux, right? So Android is an own operating system, so Android have its own architecture, right? So basically you can see here, first is an Linux kernel. So Android is OS is a built on the Linux kernel. At the bottom you can see here, this is an architecture of your Android Linux kernel. In this pink, this is a pink Linux kernel, right? At the bottom of the layer Linux, it's approximately 115 115 patches, like 115 patches. This provides a level of abstraction between the devices hardware, and it contains all essential hardware driver like camera, keyboard, display, etc. Okay, so libraries required. So second is a library and Android runtime. So libraries regarding for the Linux kernel, there is a set of libraries including the open source web browser engine, WebKit, and well-known libraries. Okay, so SQLite database, it's an inbuilt database for the Android applications, and Android libraries is the category for the Java based libraries, especially for the Android development. Okay, so Java runtime. Okay, next is Java runtime. Here is in green. It's an core libraries and Dalvik virtual machines. Okay, so Java, it's an Java virtual machine, like Android is an Dalvik virtual machines. Okay, so you can see here Android runtime. Okay, so this is an third section of your architecture and available on the second layer from the bottom, and this section provides some key components called a Dalvik virtual machine, which is a kind of a Java virtual machine specially designed and optimized for Android. Dalvik, that is a virtual machine. Okay, it's a virtual machine makes use of Linux core features like memory management, multi-threading, which is in the Java language. Okay, so next is a Java framework. You can see here in the architecture Java framework, and at the top of applications. So what is Java framework? So Java framework is nothing but it's a layer providing many higher level services to application in the form of Java classes. Okay, and it's content and activity manager, content provider, resource manager, notification manager, and view system. So you can read this, and at the top of the architecture, this is an applications, like you can in your Android application devices, you can see WhatsApp, YouTube, Gmail. These are the applications. Okay, so these are the top of the architecture level, and you can find the all Android applications at the top layer, and you will be writing your application in install on layer only. Example application, contact, book, browser. Okay, so that's kind of applications in the Android devices. So next is Android application, right? Components. So what are the components? Android is that are essential to building block in Android applications. These components are loosely coupled by the application's manifest file. Okay, describe each component on the application, how they are interact. So Android have its own component like activity, services, broadcasts, receiver, content provider. So activity is nothing but like a UI. It's an UI. Okay, whenever you open the application like WhatsApp or Gmail, you will get what the first screen, that is an activity. Okay, whatever the UI content you will get displayed on your device, that is on the screen. Okay, that is the part of activity. Services is the runtime background processing services like internet, right? Broadcast, receiver, they handle the communication between Android OS and applications. Content providers handle the database management issues. Okay, in this way, these are the some Android applications components. Okay, you got the point. Okay, so next is hello world example. Okay, we will create an example like Android Studio. Okay, this is an Android Studio installed. After installation, we will get this type of UI. Okay, this type of UI will get. Okay, we can create an your first project like in this way, empty activity or activity. You can do next. You can create your first project name. Okay, like my first project name is my first app. Okay, this is the package name. Okay, you can keep it as it is, or you can change it. Save location. Okay, I have saved in this folder. And minimum SDK, you can get the different type of SDKs. Minimum SDK I have to put 7.0. okay, and recommended is Java SDK as it is, and just finish it. Okay, now you will create your first project. Congratulations, you will able to create your first Android applications on your Android Studio, right? So as per your laptop or your OS configuration, this will take a time. Okay, so this is a Gradle your projects. Means what? It will create internal packages or internal files for the required this to run this application. So it will take 1 to 2 minutes. It depends on your OS support, right? It depends on your RAM. Android, Google recommended for the Android Studio 8 GB RAM, right? And minimum of that 8 GB, it will get difficult to run the applications. Okay, hope you understand what happened when the memory is less as compared to given specification, right? So Android Studio required minimum 8 GB of RAM. Okay, and now my machine has 8 GB RAM. Okay, so accordingly you can get an idea how will take the time, right? Okay, so meanwhile we can discuss here. This is our Android application folder section, right? And this is a main activity. This is our first page, that is in Kotlin. Okay, and you can see here Android manifest file. This is our very important file. In this whatever the package name, okay, or activity, different type of screens we need to add here, different type of services or permissions like internet permission or a camera permission. Android have its required permissions to run your applications, right? So these permissions we have to mention here. And resources is like a drawable. These are the folders, whatever the required the icons or resources we need to put here. Map, these are the different type of screens. Android have a different type of screens like tablets. Okay, 4 inch, 5 inch, 6 inch, 7 inch, 8 inch. This type of different screens, right? And we need to make the responsive applications. So at that time this folder will be important because it will create different type of icons, and accordingly at the different screen specification it will be load, right? And values, whatever the different type of colors when we are using in your application, we need to specify the colors here, and we can use this color by using just name, right? Strings in our application, different type of strings we have to use. So we need to add here like this way, like your application name. Okay, sometimes we use like a string name, and okay, so login page, right? So this is a login. So at that time we need to just login. Okay, so login will be used there. So different type of themes we have to mention here in this file. Okay, XML, these are the XML file for the UI purpose. And okay, so these are the some basics folder structure of your Android applications, and we can run by using the Android virtual device or on your real device, right? So here by using the run application we can run on the Pixel 9, or you can connect your device as well, right? So just click on this run, you will install this application, first application on your virtual device, or it may be a connected device on. Okay, so in this way we can create an applications. As of now I have exit this application. Okay, and come back to our point. So in this way we can create your first applications. Okay, you got the point. So next is resource organizing. Okay, so I just discussed these different type of folders. Okay, so manifest file as just we seen main activity.java, but Kotlin supports latest, so we are using Kotlin now. And these are the some different resources type, right? Anim, color, drawable, layouts. Okay, raw files. Okay, these are the some different type of resource folders. Okay, as per our requirement we will use in applications. So next point is activity. Okay, this is very important, and every Android applications have minimum one activity, right? Without an activity your application will not exist, keep in mind. So what is activity? So activity is an Android component, right? And if you have worked with the C or C++ or a Java programming language, then you will must see that the program start from the main function. Okay, this is a very basic programming, right? So very similar way Android system initiates its program with an activity from the starting call on create call method, right? And this is a sequence of callback method and startup activity. Okay, so in this way we can see here the Android life cycle. First, when you are launch your application, like when your device open with the WhatsApp application, right? So first we need to click on the app icon, right? So then it will load the first application page, like activity launches, right? And first it will create a on create method. These are the some steps of Android life cycle. Okay, without this life cycle your Android application will not work, and as an Android developer we need to focus on this first activity life cycle, because uh, activity life cycle it's a skeleton of your Android application, right? So we need to keep in mind how its flow execute this application on your application devices. Okay, so it's load an activity on create. It's the first method will launch, then on create, on resume. Okay, and activity is running, right? Means what? Your application is running, you are using WhatsApp now, right? And when you are getting any calls on your device, at that time your WhatsApp application will pause, right? And whatever the caller page will be displayed, right? That is the two caller page will be open first. So at that time WhatsApp will running in background. So on pause this method will be called, then on stop, on destroy, when the close the application it will be destroyed, right? And on pause, and if you reopen the application it will be reopen the resume method will be called, right? And on stop when kill the application it will be on stop, and on destroy method will be called an activity shutdown. This is the life cycle of your Android application. Okay, you can keep in mind these steps and functions. Okay, so this is about the Android application. You can see this is our manifest file. We have to mention what your activities you are using, like a main activity. Okay, main activity or login activity or registration activity means what? The different screens is nothing but activity. Just keep in mind. If your applications have 10 number of screens, then we are using like 10 activities. Okay, the basic application. If your applications have five application screens, okay, so then this means 5 activities are running. Okay, it means if you have an application of three pages, just only 3 pages, that means what? Only 3 activities we need this in application, right? So this is all about the activity. So next point is services is nothing but running in background. If you have any task like downloading music, or playing a music, right, or downloading or uploading any file. But in background, no need to focus on uploading, right? For example, your Android is multitasking, right? Okay, so when you are calling, at that time you are playing game, right? Right, so you are focusing on calling. At that time your WhatsApp is running, but if getting the call or WhatsApp will be running in background, right? So services is started when application component, it's an Android application component such as activity, started by calling a start services on start. Okay, and this services has its own we can say life cycle, like started, bound. These are the services, right? Started services, it means a service is started when application is component such as an activity started by calling start service. Okay, and a bound is a application component bind to the calling bind services, like a bind service offer a client server interface that allow component to interact with the services, and it can send the request, get result, and even do across the process with the inter-process communication, that is IPC. You got the point? So in the same way, activity has its own life cycle. In the similar way, services have its own life cycle, right? So whenever we service start, on create will be created on start. Okay, service is running now, and when the service is completed we can destroy that services. Okay, like your Truecaller application. Okay, I don't know if you are using or not, but when you are getting any call, at that time Truecaller will provide the name, right? Means what? Truecaller is running in background services. Okay, whenever you will get any telephonic call, it will identify, okay, in background, and it will search what this number and against name, so it will be displayed on your device, right? So this is all about the services, and this is the callbacks and descriptions. On start command, this is the function. On bind, on unbind, and on rebind, on destroy. This type of activities life cycle. In similar way, services its own life cycle. How can we can create services? We can create a class, hello service, extend service. Okay, and this type of on create, on start command, these are the predefined inbuilt functions will define here, because these are the overridden. Okay, and on destroy, when the service is destroyed, whatever the task we or any task we need to define, this on destroyed will be helpful, right? So this is all about the services in Android. So services in the same way, activity, like in manifest file we need to define the services as well if you are using any services, right? In this way we can define the services. Without this definition, means we need to declare it must. Okay, but you are not missing, or if you sometimes you are missing and you are using the services, right, the application will get crash. Okay, so there will be getting an error, so we have to define identify that error, what type of error, and accordingly we need to mention over there, right? So this about the services. So next is broadcast receiver. This is a very important component. Okay, so broadcast receiver simply responds to broadcast messages from other applications or from the system itself. These messages are sometimes called events or intent. Okay, for example, application can also initiate broadcast to let other application know that some data has been downloaded and the device and it's available for them to use. So this broadcast receiver will intercept this communication and will initiate approach action. Okay, so broadcast receiver, it's class and override on receive. Okay, so For example, you can get a notifications like WhatsApp, right? So this broadcast receiver will be used. Okay, broadcast receiver will receive the OS level call, right? Like you can see here an example, a register for intent to observe. So broadcast receiver connect to your Android system, get notification when intent occur. Broadcast receiver will catch the intent and registered intent to observe, right? So in manifest we have to define when we are using. So Android OS, like the notifications we will get. For example, you have a 100% of battery charge, right? So this intent or different intent, system level intent, like battery low, battery is okay. When you're getting a call, this broadcast receiver will know, okay, you are getting a call, right? So Android is how getting an Android OS identify, like you are getting a call or you are getting a battery low, okay, or you are getting a crash, okay, you are rebooting the device. So this type of different inbuilt broadcast receivers are working in background, right? So they will identify what the action is getting in your device. So this is all about the broadcast receiver. Okay, so these are some codes we will see in the next point, but just keep in mind broadcast receiver. What is the broadcast receiver? And content provider, this is another component of your Android application, right? So a content provider content supplies data from one application to another application, right? So when you are sharing a data, like you can upload a PDF throughout the WhatsApp application, right? So PDF is another content and you can upload on the WhatsApp, or by using WhatsApp you can share with another application, like you can send the WhatsApp images directly into the Gmail application. So this is the content provider, like sharing your data, right? So this is all about the content provider. You get the point? You can create content provider or you can customize that one. Okay, so content provider like on create, insert, delete, update, these are the some what OS database level. Okay, you can provide the content. Okay, this is all about the content provider. So next is fragments. Okay, so this is another component of your applications like Android, and you will get idea on activity, right? Different screen is nothing but activity. Okay, but in a single activity or in a single screen we have to add some subscreens, right? For example, a single screen is there, and in that screen we are using two different subscreens, like in up 50% upside we are using a banner, and below that we are using a description, right? Or by using, you can use YouTube application, right? 50% your video is playing, and below 50% screen you will list of different videos, right? So this is the fragment. Okay, by using fragment, it's a piece of activity which enable more modular activity design. It will not be wrong if you say fragment, it's kind of sub activity. You got the point? Okay, and similar way you can see here, by using the tablet you are getting to two different, this is the list of your items, and when we are clicking it will display the details on that screen, right? Okay, so this is an fragments. In a single activity you can use different type of fragments. Okay, so similar way activity has its own life cycle, fragments is also its own life cycle. Like whenever we are starting an fragment, on attach, on create view, on view create, activity created, on start, on resume, and on pause, on stop. This is the life cycle. You got the point? Okay, here is a description, you can pause and read. Okay, so next is intent filter. So an Android intent is an abstract description of an operating to be performed. It can be used with the start activity to launch the activity. So it's very simple. Intent means what? There are two types of intent. Okay, implicit intent and explicit intent. Okay, so for example, you are sending an email. Okay, you will get this type of uh, screen. When you are sharing a document, you will get different type of applications. Okay, in a suggestion, like you can share with Gmail, share with Insta, WhatsApp, Facebook. Okay, so these are the what intent. We are passing you from one application to another application, right? For example, you are clicking on any URL, right? That time it will load to the Chrome browser, right? So it what is this? So it means nothing but intent, passing your data from one application to the another application, or it may be intent filter, or so it may be implicit or explicit. Okay, explicit is nothing but you are loading one application to another. Implicit nothing but using a loading and action, like loading a URLs. Okay, or a opening camera. Okay, so this type of OS level actions, it will be implicit intent. Okay, you get the point. And if you are really enjoying this video, please do like, share and subscribe this video. Okay, and if you're not yet subscribed this channel, please do share and subscribe the channel and click on the bell notification, so you will get the upcoming session notification on your device. Okay, so next point, you can see here types of intent like explicit and implicit intent. And when you are clicking on this button, you will get second activity, of means what, you are opening or a second screen, that is the intent passing. Okay, so in this way, this is the code. You can write an intent from first page to second page, it will be open, right, by using the intent. Okay, these are the some code, internal code. Intent filter. So you can see how an intent has been used to call or another activity, right? Android OS uses a intent filter to pinpoint the set of activity, services and broadcast receiver that can handle the intent, which help to specific set of actions and categories. Okay, so this is an intent filter, you get the point. Okay, here is an example, you can read this. This is our activity and we can pass the intent. Okay, we can pass the URL as well, that is an explicit intent. Okay, so this is all about the intent and intent filter in Android. So UI layouts, in a single activity we can define a different type of layouts in Android, right? That is a linear layout, relational layout. Okay, so what is view? So view is nothing but, in Android, in a screen you will see any button, any screen content you can see, that is nothing but the view. And the text, label, images, okay, different type of views, and this group of views is called as view group. Okay, so in Android basically we can use a linear layout, relational layout, different layouts we can use. In XML we can design the application. Like, okay, so WhatsApp, you can imagine WhatsApp applications have 3 screens. Okay, by scrolling we can use chat, status and list of content, right? So similar way, the single activity you can design by using the XML file. Okay, so layout nothing but the screen. Okay, you can see here. Okay, so these are the different attributes of layouts, like ID, Okay, in the code you can see here, this is our layout tab, and here with the content like text, buttons. Okay, and there is a close the layout. And in Java file or in Kotlin file we can mention on create is the life cycle of your activity. So start with the code, you can here on create, you get the point. These are the some different layouts by using. We can design the UI in Android application like linear layout, relational layout, table layout, absolute layout, frame layout, list layout, grid layout. These are the some different type of views, and by using that one we can design your application, right? These are the some attributes like ID, width. We can customize by using this attribute like width, height, top margin, over. Okay, so this kind of attributes we can use. So this is a layout. Width web content means you can wrap the tell your view to size itself to dimensions required by its own content, right? And fill parents, it's nothing but it tell your view to become its big size at its parents view. Okay, so in Android we have to mention the in values in pixel, right? So these are the some attributes. And next point is event handling. So event handling is nothing but events are usually way to collect the data about user interaction with interactive components of your applications. Okay, so event handling is event listener, event handler. Okay, on click, okay, you have a button, and on click what happened, what should to know, or you are clicking on long press, what should, okay, your focus. These are the some on key, on touch. These are the somewhat different type of events like one is button, submit button. On clicking on submit button, what we need to event handle there, like open the new screen or sending the data or whatever the action we can do with the this event handler. You got the point. For example, on touch event, this is an event, and you can see here we can write the code what the actions on clicking on that button. Okay, so these are the some event handler. So next is styles and themes. So every applications in Android applications we are using styles, or we can use the themes as well. Okay, so these are the resource file. As you can see in the folder structure, you will get this style and themes folder, right? So you can mention here whatever the style, like text size, text color. Okay, different applications have their own theme. Okay, so theme nothing but what, text color, applications color, okay, font color, font. Okay, this type of mention you can use these styles in a style folder or a style file. Okay, so this is all about the styles and themes, right? So in this way we can create your own style and themes. Got the point? So next is custom components. In Android we can create a custom component like your custom text, or you can create a custom design for your text or button or edit text. Okay, and view is parent class and child class like image view, text view, group view, buttons. And group view have its own different type of layouts like linear layout, frame layout. Okay, you got the point. And now you will get the little bit idea how Android applications are right? So drag and drop, you can use this event like drag and drop. Okay, so it's not important as a basic thing. We'll directly jump on the next topic. Notification, this is a very important component of your Android application. Like, notification is the message you can display to the user outside of your application normal UI, right? And when you tell the system this, you the first appears icon notification area to see the details of your notifications, like this notifications. Okay, so we can create the notifications by using the notification builder, and you can create and send notifications in Android application. Like, these are the inbuilt components, like a small icon, title, details. Okay, small icon, title, this is the title and description. So you can configure these notifications as per our requirement, right? Sorry. So next point is location based services. So this is another important feature for Android applications. Like, Android Locate APIs makes it easy for your built locations, right? And it's aware applications without needing a focus on the details of your underlying location technology. Okay, so these are the some predefined inbuilt functions. We can get the current locations by using this location client object, okay, in Android. Okay, this is the code where we can fetch the locations. Okay, this is the button in XML, and by clicking on this we can fetch the details of your current lat and long. Okay, Google will provide the lat, long and all details. We need to use the services. Okay, so sending email. Okay, by using the explicit intent filter, we can send the emails as well. Okay, so you can create your custom screen, like recipient, subject and message body, and compose an email. Okay, you can send the directly email to the sender as well. Okay, this is the code. We can pass the data. In Android, it's very, you can customize anything, right? So in this way we can create your or customize your applications to compose the Gmails as well, right? So sending SMS, same way we can create publishing Android application. Okay, so when we are developing your Android applications, now next part is how can push the notification on Play Store, right? So this is the Android application lifecycle as we see, and this is the application we can create, and in Play Store we can create your account as well with $18 actually. Okay, we need to pay that one. In one time we can pay, and we can create your own storage, and 100 plus applications you can upload on your Play Store account, right? So these are the some steps we need to create your signing your app applications. By using this command we can create your signing app, right? So these are the some different steps. Okay, Android alert dialog. So Android has its own alert dialog. Okay, you will get any alert messages in the dialog. Okay, so Android provide the different types of dialogues. You understand? Okay, so Android have its own different type of dialogue fragment, list dialogue, okay, single choice list dialogue. These are the some examples you can see here, or you can create in custom list of dialogues in Android applications, right? So you can see here, this is an example of a dialogue. How can uh, create a dialogue in Android applications, like, are you sure want to make decision, yes, no? This type of dialogues you can create, like it may be alert dialogue, it may be what you can say, getting any input out, or some operations dialogue, right? This type of different alert dialogues. Android, we have to mention animations in Android applications. We can create our own, or system level applications animations we can integrate, right? So animation have, we can start, we can set duration, set get duration, end and cancel. This is the code, right? We can set the animation. Okay, so this is an example. We can check out, right? So nothing but we can write an animation for your applications, and we can add our, we can customize. Okay, you got the point. We can customize animations for your applications. So I don't know it will be working or not. Okay, so this is the animation regarding Android applications. So audio capture, we can create and capture the audios, okay, capture the videos as well. Audio manager means what? This is the system level manager. Okay, we can create your audio. Okay, your device support the mics, and mics is an hardware, but you can create your own music, right? At that time, this audio manager will help us to create an Android applications regarding the music, right? When we are creating a music application, this audio manager will help us to complete best practices. Bluetooth, these are the Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, camera. These are the some hardware specific applications we can create. Okay, so in this way, I hope you will get an idea, and you can create network connections as well, because your applications are using internet, right? Not offline. At that time, this network connections is necessary to integrate your applications. So perform network, like getting in data, fetching data, or uploading some resources, like uploading images, audio, and submit maybe a document file, right? So at that time we need this network connection in Android. So in this way we can create, I hope you will get an idea how Android applications are created in Android application by using Android Studio, and how Android architecture is working, right? So for the Android development, you need to know the basics of Java and Kotlin, and can check out my previous tutorials regarding Kotlin development. So for the Android application, Kotlin is necessary as a programming language. By using this programming, we can create your Android apps. Okay, so please, you can check out the Kotlin related sessions as already I have added into the course sections. Okay, so this is I have mentioned in this tutorial for the Android application development. Alright, that's a wrap for this complete Android development roadmap, and if you are still here, you are already one step ahead in your journey of beginning an Android developer. Keep learning, keep building, and most importantly, don't give up when things get tough. I hope this video give a clear direction on how to start grow in Android development. If you found this helpful, make sure like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to channel, and click on the bell notification so you will get upcoming session notifications on your device. Okay, and also let me know comments what topics you want to cover next. Okay, and you can tell me your suggestions or any queries you can mention in the comments. Okay, so thanks a lot for watching and I will see you in the next video. This is Nikhil signing off. Thank you.